Okay, here's a homemade seal puller I made from my boat trailer to pull out these rear seals without damaging them. This is actually a piece of metal that goes in between a spring for a screen door. So what it is I took this off because it's an old screen door piece I didn't need. It's a piece of metal. I have the little bends here. I filed these down. I grinded these down with a Dremel. Now what it does is bearings under here, your axles here. This would normally be pressed into the hub. You slide this underneath like this. You let it expand, and then I have a big socket on a battery holder that goes here like this and acts like an inline hammer. Bop, 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 and you turn it as you're doing it, and it just knocks it right out. So this is like an inline hammer that just, with a heavy-duty socket that just taps it out without damaging the seal. So you can reuse the seal. A lot of times you pry these things up, it damages the lips on the seals. So again, that goes in there. The inline hammer piece goes on. Tap, 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 and boom, 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 and it comes right out. So it actually goes up like that, and it sits, might press down on the rubber a little bit, but these little bends here, they actually go on and press on the metal, and then as you're tapping it out, you just kind of tap it there, turn, tap, tap, and tap, tap, tap. And I've already done this one for the one end of the fishing season for my boat. Took it out, looked at the seal, it was perfect. The double lick seal was not bent, the metal was not bent. There wasn't even any scratches on there, because when you stick this in, there is some grease in there. So it just kind of slides through on an angle, because there's not a lot of space between there and the bearing. So it slides through on an angle, you let it out, it goes in, and you tap it, tap it, tap it gently with that inline hammer until boom, it pops it straight out. Squeeze it back together. Your seal's perfectly good, ready to be reused. You don't always have to change these every single season when you're repacking your wheel bearings, right? It took me a while to figure this one out. You know, I did the axle, push it out with the hub, and the bearing pushes against it like that, and it's actually pushing against the rubber. And you know, that's not the greatest for your bearings, it's not the greatest for the rubber. But this piece, when it goes in like that and just expands to the size like that, and it pulls down, like I said, it may flex down the rubber a little bit, but it's nothing like this bearing pushing on it when you're pushing it out with that. And just because you can hook this on like an inline hammer and just kind of gently tap it out while you turn it, works perfect. Season 1 I've used it, no problem. It's a little idea, seems to work great for this application. Give it a try. Sometimes you don't want to throw these things away because they can last more than one use.